All right, guys, we're back with another live stream. So you're thinking about delivery. You saw the thumbnail, something that just happened. We already know what happened yesterday. We had our DoorDash orientation. So if you're interested in becoming a DoorDash Dasher, watch this live stream. If you're watching live right now, let me know in the live chat right here, guys, where you're watching from. We're going to go over my first reactions having my orientation yesterday. We're going to show you right down here what we got at our orientation. We're going to go over the earnings expectations, and we're going to show you actual screenshots of what you're going to get, what you should expect for your orientation. So I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know where you're watching from. We're back with another live stream. As always, let's just jump right into it here, guys. What should you expect, right? So I'm a fan of delivery, mainly Amazon Flex and Uber Eats, but you want to have different options when it comes to your revenue expectations, your earnings. What are you going to get your different revenue sources from? So diversification is key. So check this out. When you sign up, here's a notification from DoorDash. We had our orientation yesterday, and as you saw in the description of this video, where was this orientation at? The description says, was the orientation in a random room in town? Excuse me. And in part, it kind of was. So check it out. Here's where I had the orientation. So I go after work and I pull into a nondescript office area, we'll say, and a bunch of stores, fast food places, and just really offices. And it really was in a random room in the office building. This big office park. We go into one of these offices, we took the elevator to the second floor, and hey, DoorDash orientation. I saw someone else going up there, and I was like, hey, you here for DoorDash? And they said, yeah. Up we go. So that was interesting. And whenever we got in there, it was really a nondescript room. You walk in, and there was about 4 iPads sitting on little stands on a small table with chairs, and you would check in. And here's something. Let me show you this next clip right here, because the next step, you got to fill out some info. Here we go. Here's what to expect during your orientation. So whenever you get there, they actually sent us an email that morning of, it was close to 9 in the morning, about filling out your W-9 for your payment. So whenever you go into your Dasher app, which is different than the customer-facing app, you're going to be in your Dasher app, you need to fill out your bank info, your routing number, and your account number. I believe you can also do it to a debit card, but for the fastest deposit, they want you to do it to an accounting number and a routing number. But what is this W-9 for up here? This is, as you can see, is how you get paid. And a tip for you guys, if you're in the gig economy, you're going to be filling out a lot of these. You're going to be filling out these W-9s, and whenever you do taxes, it's going to be on a miscellaneous form. Okay, you have your typical, W-2 if you're on a W-2 job, the salaried or hourly job, right? But these W-9s, this is going to be a miscellaneous income, which gets combined with your W-2 come tax time. The thing about this W-9, and they tell you this whenever you sign up, is you want to indicate you're a sole proprietorship, okay? You're an individual sole proprietorship. And that's what you're going to mark on the application whenever you do this W-9. Now, if you set up an LLC, limited liability corporation, if you set up an LLC, then you may check LLC. But most of us, and DoorDash actually told everyone to mark independent sole proprietor. Okay, so we filled out the W-9. Number 2, pick up your DoorDash gear. Optional It really wasn't optional. We'll go over that. Learn how to use the Dasher app. Okay, ask questions. What to bring? This is what you're going to expect, obviously, during your DoorDash orientation. Hey, obviously your smartphone. They got to list it. They got to list it. Yes, it's an app-based platform. You should probably bring your phone. Bring your phone fully charged. You don't need it too much, but hey, sure, fully charge it. Driver's license or government-issued ID and a credit or debit card. See, we really didn't need that. Oh, I know why. Guys, you know why they want you to bring your credit and debit card? Is it for record-keeping purposes? Is it for some kind of filing? No. You know, they didn't do this during our orientation, but now I know why this says optional. They want you to buy DoorDash swag. So DoorDash, surprisingly, it'd kind of be cool if other apps had their own swag that we could buy. I know Lyft had some stuff that drivers could buy on their store. Uber, no. Amazon Flex, not that I've really seen. Postmates, I don't know. But DoorDash would love you to rep their brand. Hey, if you want, that's fine. If not, again, it's optional. That's why it says optional. But they want you to bring your debit card in case you want to buy a lanyard or a t-shirt or bigger delivery bags even. And you know what, guys? Now, do you need this, right? Do I even need to buy this stuff? No, not really. And I'm not seeing somewhere fast. I'm on the delivery end. That's fine. No worries. Anyway, you can buy some stuff, and we'll put a link below if you'd like to check out the store there. Okay, so let's move on. The gear is optional. Okay, I'll show you right now. What gear do you get when you do your DoorDash orientation? Here's the good thing that Uber Eats does not give you, that Amazon Flex does not give you, and that, in my opinion, you kind of should have if you're doing delivery. What is that? That is a hot cold bag for delivery, right? Obviously. Now, I've done Amazon Flex runs and I haven't had a bag. My ratings are fine, my deliveries are fine. But if you're going to be doing a good amount of deliveries, or your gig economy portfolio is going to be having more deliveries versus rideshare or versus other apps. If you're going to go heavier with a delivery, absolutely get a hot cold bag. So when Uber Eats first started, they gave drivers a hot cold bag. Amazon Flex, no. But the good thing is I did not have a hot cold bag for Amazon Flex. Now, we got one with DoorDash, and we got one for free, which is pretty cool. Let's check it out. All right, guys, here it is. There we go. Right in the shot. You know what? Here, let's take this image out so you can see the entire thing here. There we go. There we go. So there is the hot cold bag. That's expected. It's like a little tote. And of course, it has the installation on the inside. There you go. Straightforward. But look at it. It's got the nice DoorDash branding. It feels pretty good. It's like somewhat quilted. It's got like little rivets on it. I like the color. Color pops. It's got the DoorDash colorway on it. And hey, it's free and it's better than not using anything at all. Here's another thing. If you don't have a hot cold bag, these bags are good for just preventing waste in your car. If you don't have a bag, and I had this happen once, it was the worst thing ever, guys. Because I didn't have a bag, and I did a delivery, and since I didn't have anything beneath the food, there was a leak of whatever it was, and it leaked onto my passenger seat. Not fun. It wasn't horrible, but you can imagine the pain. It's a pain to deal with that. You could put it on the floor of the passenger side car, but you don't have any control over it. If something's about to tip, you can't reach all the way down there. it was right next to you in the passenger seat, which is really, I would say, where 99% of drivers that I've seen place the food, right? It makes sense right next to you. At least I can reach over and stop something from tipping over. I've done that before. Here's a little tip I've been thinking about. If you aren't doing delivery and you don't have a hot cold bag, consider bringing some bath towels in the car with you. What? Bath towels? Why do I need bath towels to do delivery? To clean up the mess? I'm not using my bath towels. It's not for that. It's to roll up the bath towels nice and thick and stuffing them in the empty space between the food and the center console, basically, right? You can manipulate that towel and kind of wedge it in there to make sure your food doesn't spill. That's if you don't have a hot cold bag. Now, if you have one that's more sturdy, it's going to stay itself. And some of them even have partitions you can put down inside of it to, again, wedge it in there a little bit better. But hey, just bring a towel that you don't really use for anything anymore. Make sure it's clean. But roll it up and you can wedge it in that empty space, especially if you don't have a hot cold bag. Hey guys, I see you jumping in here. Autumn, 2 times Autumn says, hi Mike, thanks for joining. Little Dew says, hello Mike, how's it been? It's been good. It's been busy. We're back from Pittsburgh, so we're getting back into the swing of things. I got more videos for you guys next week because it's been a busy week so far here. Tom, hey, thanks for joining. Tom says, hi there. I worked for a company called Zoomer. They didn't end up lasting very long. Was bought out by Eat Street. So initially, they gave out bags, shirts, etc. More to come. Tom continues and says, they told us after a few months that giving us gear would mean we'd have to be, there's more coming here, Tom. Okay. But anyway, that's my strategy for wedging food in your passenger seat so you don't spill. One more time, check it out. When you do your orientation for DoorDash, you get it for free. It's pretty cool. And hey, here's the thing, guys, just between you and me. Don't tell DoorDash, but yeah, you have it. You have it. You go to orientation, and now I have this for Amazon Flex, for Uber Eats, obviously for DoorDash, right? So if you don't have a hot cold bag, you might as well sign up anyway. Again, check it out, see how DoorDash is, and I'll post a sign up link in the live chat and the comments. But if you don't have one of these, sign up for DoorDash, go to an orientation, and you should get one for free. I'm not going to speak for every market in the US or international, but my orientation, everyone got this for free. And hey, I mean, it's not bad. But I think a lot of us may already have hot cold bags from, grocery store, what have you. Hey, Little Dude, thanks for this $5 super chat. Is it going to work? Oh, it works. It works. That is nice. That is a nice green color. Look at that. It hasn't been like that before. I'm liking that. Hey, Little Dude, thanks for the $5. You need 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers. That'd be kind of crazy. Hey, guys, goal for the channel here. We are looking to hit 10K subscribers by October of 2019. Help us make it happen. Share the content on the channel. Share links to the channel itself, to videos. Talk to your friends, family. We now talk about the entire gig economy, certain apps within the gig economy, help you guys make the most money, and we give you strategy, videos, expertise on different apps in the gig economy. We help you master your success. So Little do I appreciate that super chat. Taking control, there we go, of the office with the Philips Hue, which is an awesome product, by the way. St. Louis Gig Guy, my birthday is tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Thanks for being here. Tom says, continuing on, says employees. So since we're independent contractors, we ended up having to purchase them. Well, it sounds like something happened with classification there, Tom, where initially you were signed up as W-9 independent contractors and I would question them. Were you officially moved to W-2 employees? Because if it's not official, then I'd say, no, I'm not paying for this equipment, this gear, because I'm still, am I getting a W-9 or am I getting a W-2? Get that answer, because that answer is going to help you out. Now, hey, this does not constitute legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not in the legal space. But, if you want, you can consult a lawyer or legal professional, obviously. But that's what I would say. Let's plug this in so we don't lose you guys here. Okay, there's a contractor. Autumn says, I just came out on the road. First Friday, fun, very good. Quaker Oats, nice seeing you here as always. Hey Mike, did you sign up for DoorDash? Quaker, we did. Let's move on here. Let's show you some more screen shots. So, hey, obviously, I mean, you know what this is. You have to download the DoorDash Dasher app. So that's what it's going to look like in the Apple Store. Okay, that's the app logo for it. Again, it's different than the consumer-based version of it. So obviously you have to download that. Let's show you. Oh, okay. We're just going over the steps of what you're going to expect here. And then after that, at least on, okay, that didn't pull in for us. There we go. At least after that, if you're on an Apple device, you have to trust the app. If you are signing up for Uber, and by the way, let me make sure I get that link to you guys. Okay, there we go. I just posted the sign up link for DoorDash if you guys are interested in checking it out. There's a small sign-on bonus, at least for here in San Diego. I'm not sure, how they do it nationally and globally, but I hope you guys get a high sign-on bonus. On iOS devices, you have to trust the app. Same thing if you guys are signing up for Uber. So let's trust our app really fast. We're going to do that, and then we're going to go into our settings. And you can see Trust Palo Alto Delivery Inc. It's interesting. It's, these entities, they go under a certain name. Palo Alto Delivery Inc. And there's usually a DBA, a doing business as DoorDash. And I'm sure there's a lot of different bookkeeping reasons for doing that. And from my understanding, you can branch off other companies under one name, but different DBAs. Again, I'm not sure, not legal advice. All right, let's jump into the orientation. Let's continue here. Let's see, what do I have to show you guys? Let's show you some incentives. So how much can I make with DoorDash? Let's go into some training videos, actually. I was going to show you something as far as incentives, but I'm going to show you the training video that they showed us here. Quaker Oats says that DoorDash isn't that great of an app. Long waits for $7 orders. No rating protection for drivers. And that's exactly, hey, Quaker, that's a great transition here, talking about earnings. Check this out. I did a little screen grab of a training video I want to show you guys. And this is kind of important. This raised an eyebrow for me during the orientation. So let's jump into our display capture. Are you ready? Check this out. This is a screenshot of the training video that they showed us at orientation. I'm going to take this moment here to say that the orientation was kind of loose leaf. It was the person leading the orientation. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of a DoorDash uniform, something, a little DoorDash polo, even a t-shirt. The person was just dressed pretty casually. I'm just going to say that. But hey, doesn't mean you can't do your job. I understand that. It was a little, I would have liked it a little bit tighter, a little bit more of the community feel. But hey, if they're doing these every day, almost every other day, I'm sure they're getting a lot of sign-ups. They're doing a lot of these orientations, and who knows? They probably have high turnover. I don't know. But transition time, you may have higher turnover because look at this screenshot. What stands out to you? The person in this video highlights their earnings after, excuse me, 1 day. This is earnings after 1 day. Cool. 56 bucks. Nice. $56 for the earnings. Well, hey, I mean, why are we looking at this? Why does that matter? Look at the number above that. That's for 4.5 hours. I saw this. The driver said, hey guys, let me show you what I made for the day. And she shows us this screen. And she's talking, yeah, I made $56. I drove from this hour to this hour. I did a 4.5 hour shift, and then I kind of tuned out because the numbers were really odd to me. I grabbed my phone, 56.41 divided by 4.5. That's $12.54 an hour. Does that make sense for you? Does that communicate abundance of earnings? Well, no, not really. Okay, that's fine. But I'm still happy with 1254. But consider this. This is before expenses with your IRS deduction, 53.5 cents a mile for this year that you can write off. Now, the driver states in the comments that she doesn't drive a lot of miles to make this happen. And she did show examples of most every delivery was within a mile or maybe 2 miles of her current destination. That is pretty much in line with Amazon Flex, if not better. Those are really close to destinations, which is good because, hey, that absolutely minimizes expenses. That's great. So it seems like expenses may be okay. But my potential problem is your time investment. How much is your time worth to you? Is it worth $12.54 per hour before deductions with expenses? And what's the word we haven't said yet? That's before taxes. Remember, you are an independent contractor. You're going to have to set aside at least 20% of your earnings for taxes. That's another, what, $2, $3 for taxes per hour. That's bringing it down to close to $9, maybe less dollars per hour net after taxes, after expenses. To put this in perspective, 4.5 hours. Guys, when I would do rideshare heavier in Pittsburgh, my goal was $30 an hour gross. Much like this driver, these are gross earnings, right? Before expenses. That's what gross earnings means. With Uber, I wanted $30 an hour gross. So that would be 4.5 times 30. I would make $135 if this was an Uber day. Now, hey, Mike, you're comparing 2015 Uber to 2018 or 17. You can see the video down here. Postmates. These are apples and oranges all day. I agree with that. It's apples and oranges. But regardless, this is all in the gig economy. I don't care what you're doing. It's rideshare or delivery. $12.50 something gross. Isn't that great? It isn't fantastic. Now, hey, it's this is your first job and this is strictly supplementary just to get some money before vacation. You're saving up for a purchase. We've talked on the channel about cash flow versus net revenue. There's a difference, cash flow versus net revenue. But this wasn't that great. I would not invest 4.5 hours of my time to make $56. I ideally would like to make that in an hour and a half. There's other things that I can do to make $56 in a faster amount of time. So consider that. And here, I'll show you the video. You can see here's our driver. And she talks about she's holding up some DoorDash swag. And she actually goes over, she takes us to the back of her car. You can see here a bunch of DoorDash swag. They nicely pushed the swag. They did it just enough here. They weren't forcing it down your throats. And I do like their swag. It looks pretty nice. It looks very clean and pretty nice. But so you can see here this driver's showing us a order coming through. Let's see if I can pause it. Note right up here, guys, this is a counter for how much time you have to accept this order. That's plenty of time. That's like a minute and a half or whatever it was. So that's nice because it's so much longer than Uber Eats. Amazon gives you 30 seconds. So you can see here, DoorDash is giving you the most amount of time to review this order. And you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but it's for 2 items for 1.1 miles away. That's really good. I mean, again, 1.1 miles. Well, I'm talking about distance. The customer tips in advance, which I kind of like, I kind of don't, because, what if they were a really exceptional driver and they were super nice when they delivered? Is there a way for me to tip? I don't know. I haven't really looked into that after the fact. Like, how do I know I want to give them an exceptional tip if I don't know their service when they deliver? And again, if one of you guys know, let me know in the chat if you can do it after the fact. I have used DoorDash on the back, on the consumer end, but I always just kind of tip ahead of time. But there has been at least one time when I wanted to tip after the fact. Hey, let me catch up with you guys. I want to make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Welcome back here. Hey, let's do this, guys. I'm going to firstly reset the Philips Hue light. That's back up for grabs. If you guys feel like dropping a super chat, you can take control of that Philips Hue there. It is connected to the internet, guys. You can take over. By the way, right now, before we go back into that video, if you guys are getting value from this live stream, if you like the content on the channel, if you could please leave a thumbs up on this video, shows me that you like these videos as you get training, enjoyment out of the content on this channel. I don't know where I was going with that. If you enjoy the videos on this channel, it gets more people in here, more people on Your Driver Mike team in the community. And of course, since we're on YouTube, this platform right here, if you look around your desktop or your phone or your TV or your console, there's a lot of devices you can be watching this on. It boosts us in YouTube's almighty algorithm. Wow, we really took that catchphrase a lot longer than normal, didn't we? It boosts us in YouTube's almighty algorithm. If you could please leave a like on this video if you like this live stream or anything on the channel. Appreciate it, guys. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining. Then they keep delivery fee lie to customers maybe. There's been some drama with DoorDash, guys. I've had some of you guys reach out to me and say, oh no, Mike, DoorDash is awful, don't do it. Don't trust them. Yeah, if you haven't seen the bag already, guys, check it out. But again, let's go back into display capture. I want to make one more point on this video here. This is why I'm not going to be super heavy on DoorDash, because every delivery that she was talking about was at least $5 to $7. She said a good amount were actually $10 to $11 per delivery. That's what I want to test. You can see here getting more orders. So with Amazon Flex, when I go on the Available Now feature, which is like being immediately online to take rides with Uber or Lyft. It's like the online button. You guys know that if you're on rideshare. But the Available Now feature on Amazon Flex lets me get rides immediately. I don't have to schedule time. And that's another thing, guys. With a DoorDash, you have to schedule time just like Amazon Flex. And with Amazon Flex, it's hard to schedule time slots. There's a lot of competition and they disappear almost instantly. That was featured in my Dear Amazon Flex video, and I'll post that up in the rebroadcast if you guys would like. So we are trying DoorDash tomorrow. We have a really small time slot for tomorrow just to see how it goes. Positives. Let's weigh the positives and negatives. I think I showed you all the screenshots. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't show you all the screenshots. Check it out. While you're listening to this next point here. Check that out. Incentives. A tip for any gig economy app. Here's a tip for them. One second. So, if you're a gig economy app, the number one thing that you, as a driver or as a user of the app, enjoy is flexibility. When Uber has done driver surveys asking why they drive for Uber, why they like driving for Uber, flexibility is always in the top 3 reasons. It's flexibility. So if you're a gig economy app, you need, there we go, you need things like this. You have to have constant incentives for your clients, for your user base, right? The actual independent contractors. You need to have constant incentives, bonuses, goals. I think Lyft has done a good job of this, of the power driver bonuses, which I know has changed all the time, right? But you need to have these incentives. Something, again, that's going to incentivize you to go online. You can see here, they're offering an extra $1 or $2 during lunch and dinner. Because what I'm going to do is, again, diversification, is I can go online with Amazon Flex and DoorDash for immediate pickups, and I know just driving Amazon Flex that I can get deliveries of $10 or higher. That's my threshold. If the threshold with Uber was $30 an hour, if I'm doing just the available now feature where I do, one-off deliveries here and there, I'm not scheduling delivery times, I aim for $10 per delivery. I know usually I can get that on Amazon Flex. So DoorDash better do something to make sure that I'm just happy delivering for them. And again, it's monetary. It's monetary incentives. Give me monetary incentives. Lime's done monetary incentives. Uber, not really. They do the boost zones and a whole bunch of kind of incentives, but just something simple as this. Boom, hey, we're offering an extra dollar or two. We're offering an extra $2 for the scooters or whatever it is. Lime sent me a text one time that said, hey, we've increased scooter prices by, I think it was $2 per scooter. So it went from $7 to $9. And, I didn't pick up any that night, but that got my attention. And I almost just walked out the door. Now, I know these companies can't do it all the time, but hey, it's monetary. Throw down, put your money where your mouth is. Throw that money down for your independent contractors. That's what's going to keep them on the platform. And when you can't offer incentives, keep the base pay fair. Okay, and what we think is fair versus what these companies think is fair is possibly different. It doesn't have to be different, but it can possibly be different. If you get too far away from what each person thinks is different, it's fair. If you get too far from what each person thinks fair, that's where you get a discrepancy of people not using your app, right? Hey guys, I appreciate you being here. Michael says, okay, on delivery, furthering the comment there. Tom says, Grubhub is a sliding scale. Default pre-tip based on purchase total. And with the DoorDash, I'm forgetting now, guys. I believe DoorDash defaults a tip. Help me out, live chat or in the comments. I believe DoorDash defaults a tip for the customer. I'm pretty sure. It was that or Postmates. But one more thing I want to show you. So after your orientation, we went over filling out the W-9 and why that's important. We went over what to expect as far as the training video, right? And hey, you just saw the training video. You can search up that title in YouTube if you want to watch that specific training video. We showed you what to expect. Well, okay, I need to take this away. We showed you what to expect as far as actual swag, and you may have opportunities to purchase additional swag. We showed you a little bit of the app. We showed you earnings and expectations that may not be exceptionally high. Interesting. Now, hey, I'll be devil's advocate here and say, if every delivery is within a mile or two, it's super fast to get to. I mean, that's minutes to drive. And the delivery, we're assuming, is pretty close as well. Theoretically, you could do a lot of deliveries per hour. You're not doing a ton of miles on the car because, again, everything's pretty close to each other. Theoretically, you can make decent money that way. You're going to have to run the numbers. I encourage you to run the numbers. You can try different strategies. There's different ways to make the $30 an hour, right? Keep the miles low. Keep it upwards of whatever your goal is, $30 an hour, $40 an hour. Or you can do standard runs and more of them on DoorDash. Now remember, DoorDash theoretically is going to be less miles. So you shouldn't be necessarily worried about miles Amazon Flex and Uber, yeah, the miles are pretty much expected. It is a little bit further sometimes. Interesting to think about. Quaker Oats says you can earn 100% tips on Postmates. You also earn 100% tips on Amazon Flex and Uber Eats as well. I don't think it's actually, now, not legal advice again, but I don't believe it's illegal for these companies to take your tips as far as commissions or anything like that. I'm pretty sure I've read that before, with Lyft and all of these companies, that it's not legal in the US for them to take part of that, the tips. Now, again, there's been some drama with the DoorDash regarding tips, but we're not here to talk about that. Okay, one more thing I want to show you guys. When you are on DoorDash, this is what you're going to see. And by the way, this all happened during it was maybe a 30, 40-minute orientation. It was probably around 40 minutes because we watched that video. One was a 12-minute video and another was, I don't know, like 6-minute or less video, probably less than that. Now, here's another thing, is you have to, here, I'll pull this up for you guys real quick, sorry. Boom, there we go. These are the delivery zones. And the gray zones, you cannot go online immediately, okay? Oh, I shouldn't even use air quotes. That's for a fact. You cannot go online for immediate deliveries, just going online and seeing what comes to you. These are not scheduled runs, just going online. You cannot go online in any of these gray zones. But if you're in the red zones, yes, you can go online and wait for delivery requests to come to you. Hey, Tom, thanks for the super chat. There we go. Oh, I was trying to remove it so we can see the change there. Hey, Tom, I appreciate that. With a $3.95 super chat, taking over with blue. Blue looks good. The colors look good tonight. Colors look vibrant tonight. I like it. Tom, that's you right there. I appreciate it. On the Philips Hue. Thanks so much. So looking at these zones, guys, you can go online as long as the zone is it's red. There we go. I've been doing this the orientation, guys. So you can go online in those zones. And you can even see right there at the bottom, that $1, there's even some incentive zones, some bonus zones, where you'll get the bonus added on to your delivery run. Quicker says, problem with DoorDash is you gotta route to the order, gotta wait in line, pick up the food, wait for it to be made, pick it up and deliver, could take 40 minutes. Quaker makes a great point here, guys. This is a great transition into our next point about orientation, is Uber Eats, Amazon Flex. You arrive to the restaurant, hey, I have a delivery for Jim. And typically, usually, it's in the bag, it's got the tag on it, you pick it up, you make sure that everything's in there usually. I don't do it all the time. You really should. But make sure everything's in there. You check it, it's done, it's ready to go. Okay, see ya, thanks, and then you're on your way to the customer. But as you can see here, what Quaker Oats is saying is you gotta wait in line, you gotta order the food. That's a big thing. You have to order the food, and then you gotta wait. And then you get your pickup. Well, how do you order the food? Who's gonna pay for it? You gotta pay yourself? No, you don't have to pay yourself, and I don't have the card with me right now, it's in the car. But DoorDash gives you a red card, I think is the name. They give you a red card. You have to pass the background check first. Here's another point about orientation, is they'll only give the red card, and I believe ultimately the bag and everything, to dashers who have passed the background check. So I had passed the background check and we got our dasher card. That's what you're going to use for your payments. So you don't have to worry about managing any money on your end with your cards and all of that. Don't worry, they'll give you a card for that. But yes, like Quaker said, if you have to place the order, wait in line, and then make your route to your delivery, even though if it's a close delivery, that can eat into time. Now, we saw our driver make $56 in 4.5 hours. curious to see, and you can go back to that screenshot, you can rewind this live stream and see how many deliveries she did. It was listed on that screenshot. So if you're waiting, that could eat into how many deliveries you could do per hour. We're talking about, remember, the strategy of, hey, higher surge runs on Uber Eats or Flex, or more non-surge runs on, let's say, a DoorDash, right? But if you're waiting in line, that could eat into that time, how many orders you can do in an hour. So, okay, so looking at our screenshot here, again, you can go online on these zones, et cetera, et cetera. I think you guys know that now. And I think that is about it, guys, as far as the DoorDash, the screenshots that I had. I'll bring up the incentives again if anyone didn't see these incentives. That's interesting to see. But let me know now here. So going forward, what's going to happen going forward? Now, I have my slotted window. Here's another thing about orientation, guys, is we could not leave until we scheduled a block time with a DoorDash. Okay, they said you can't leave yet, and you can't grab your bag. Boom, right here, bag. You can't grab your stuff until you schedule a block time. So I scheduled just a short time, and there's different areas on the, I can probably show you here. There's different areas whenever you go to schedule. Okay, here we go, boom. You can see Bakersfield, San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, Camarillo. I'll scroll this a lot. I mean, there's look at that. There's a lot of them. So if we go somewhere in and you can see here, now they say San Diego. So now they're listing actual areas in San Diego, and you can see the times when they need drivers. If we look at La Mesa, for example, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., 10 p.m., late at night, late at night. So these are the slots that are available. And note, there's no lunch times available. That's interesting, right? There's no lunch times available. Well, that's because we're on today. Look, we're on Thursday today. That would make sense because it's evening. Let's go to a different day. Okay, yeah, there we go. See, there we go. So now there's some AM times available, which is interesting because these are available time slots. With Amazon Flex, it's next to impossible to get a time slot. I'm resetting the Philips Hue for anyone that is interested. So DoorDash may be good in that you can have more time slots, more predictability of being able to work. Let me know if this is different in your market. If you're not seeing all those available time slots, let me know in the comments or the live chat because your market may be more saturated. And we'll have that conversation about saturation with DoorDash. But you'll go in there, you'll find a location. Again, it said La Mesa, it said other areas that are close to you. You'll click on the time slot and then you'll schedule yourself and you can change it. It'll say, we see here 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. If you don't want to drive that entire time, you can change those times as well. But circling back, they said, hey, you can't leave until you schedule a time slot. So I did, and we scheduled it out for tomorrow. And basically they said, okay, great. Well, we verify the time slot. You can take your bag. You're good to go. So it was pretty straightforward. Again, it was a little nondescript room. It had a few DoorDash things up on the walls, and things were honestly laying all over the place. There's about a good amount of people in there with me. There's probably 12 people in there total. So there's a good amount of people, and that's it. We signed up. We watched the videos. They talked to us about the background check. You clear that. Talked to us about the cards. They gave out those red cards. Watched it. Quicker says it was 7 deliveries in 4 hours. She averaged about 1 or 2 an hour in orders. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. 7 total deliveries in 4.5 hours. So yeah, if that's 1 or 2 an hour in orders, That's not enough for me. I mean, I'm thinking about how fast I am with Uber Eats or Amazon Flex. I can't imagine doing an order or two an hour, especially if they're at a flat. Well, it's not flat, but if I'm making 5 to 8, maybe 10-ish dollars per delivery, I mean, I can do Uber Eats with more deliveries per hour. That food's ready to go. I can go on Amazon Flex. I can do more deliveries. I just thought of something. You may want to sign up for Uber Eats or Amazon Flex or Postmates, maybe Grubhub. And if you're only getting one or two deliveries an hour with DoorDash, hey, we talk about a filler app, so this may be a good filler app. You could go online immediately with Uber Eats, which is most markets, you'll get a lot of Uber Eats deliveries. So you can be pretty consistent with Uber Eats. Schedule your time with DoorDash. Go online with Uber Eats. Take all of those runs and or go online with Amazon Flex or whatever app you're using. And then take your DoorDash runs as you get those. Now, hey, why would I even need DoorDash then? If I'm getting that many deliveries with Uber Eats or Amazon Flex, why do I need DoorDash? You may not need DoorDash. That's exactly the reason why I want you guys to try different apps, watch the videos for tips on these apps here on the channel, all of that, because hey, your market's different than mine. Your strategies may be different than mine. There may be nuances in your market that I don't even know about that could be different than here in San Diego. Experimentation, smart experimentation that's based on research found right here on the channel, guys. Catching up, Quaker says, the only thing good is I can do DoorDash anywhere in SoCal. Very good. Michael says, no orientation in Cleveland, February 18. Hey, all things Cleveland, thanks for joining. How new does your vehicle have to be? Good question. I'll get back to you on that one. Mine is a 2010 Dodge Caliber, as you guys probably know. The low point of year. Let me check. And hey, again, one of you guys, community here, one of you guys in the live chat or the comments can definitely get back on all things Cleveland's question. Quaker Oats says, try Caviar Mike. I tried to sign up with Caviar, and I tried to drive here, but it's not available here. And I ended up not completing the sign up because Caviar is only available about 2 hours north up in Los Angeles. So I signed up. I signed up stating that I would be driving in Los Angeles, but I think there was something later on in the sign up process where I had to do some kind of confirmation that I was in LA, and I'm not up in LA. I've heard great things about Caviar. I don't know why it's not down here in San Diego, but you can't slip one by Caviar. But I will drive for Caviar if they come to San Diego. I've heard good things about it as far as earnings. You get to see the earnings up front, which I don't think Uber Eats is still doing. Let me know, guys. I don't think Uber Eats is, I don't think they're showing you the earnings. They never really have, but Amazon Flex will show you the run. If you're on Available Now, they'll show you the earnings beforehand. And we can see here, DoorDash is showing us the earnings up front. Let's close that out, guys. We're going to get going here in just a second. I appreciate you watching the live stream. Michael says, no stacking in Cleveland. Not yet. Okay. Michael says 2,000, I believe. So what? We're thinking an 18-year-old vehicle as far as year requirement. But guys, that was my orientation. Hey, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. I'm glad that it only took about 30 to 40 minutes. My time's valuable. Your time's valuable. I don't want to be sitting in an orientation for forever. I just posted the sign up link again in the live chat if you guys are interested. Again, I'll post it down below. Just for diversification. You know, I have my anchors. Think about this. Is have your app anchors, I'm calling it, and then have your supplementary apps, right? So in Pittsburgh, rideshare was my absolute anchor, and it was Uber. And then Lyft was almost like a secondary supplement because Uber would surge higher. The students were using Uber. Uber was pretty new in 2015 and was making crazy kinds of money. $60 an hour plus, up to $80 an hour, maybe 80 on the more rare days. But we were doing $50 to $60 an hour in gross regularly with Uber. Excuse me. But you need to have the supplementary apps. So as Uber changed and as I came to San Diego, I looked for more anchors in revenue. Okay, we moved to Amazon Flex because I like the surge, I like seeing the earnings, and then now we're looking at DoorDash as one of those supplementary apps. As you guys saw in, let's see, today we're in October now. In August, Lime scooter charging was our anchor really for that month. We did almost $1,000 in gross revenue in excuse me, in August. Now, the numbers aren't out for September. I'll post those on the channel. We did a lot less in September. We had the vacation to Pittsburgh, and then we had the, what's the word? The incident with Lime where they docked our scooter numbers. So I did not do a lot of Lime in September. But again, hey, that's why we have diversification. If I don't want to do Lime, I can focus on other apps. That's the exact strategy. Quaker Oats, will you live stream earnings on DoorDash? Hey guys, I've really wanted to live stream more stuff when I'm on the road, like Lime scooter harvesting, like Amazon Flex runs, like DoorDash, right? I haven't found a way to stream it while using the YouTube Live app. I've heard you can use the YouTube Gaming app, but I think that's just on Android because I've used the the YouTube Gaming app, but I can't figure out how to live stream where we'll continue live streaming and you guys can see my phone screen while we stream on YouTube. When I stream on YouTube mobile, the second I close out of the YouTube app to open up my Lime app, to open up Amazon Flex, it pauses the live stream. So if anyone knows a solution to that, I mean, I'd have to get like another phone or something. I can't do that. I would love to, but right now I'm not sure how you can see my screen while still live streaming on an iPhone. I think you can do it on Android. Quaker says try DU recorder. We'll have to try something, guys, because that would be pretty cool. I'd love for you guys to actually obviously see what we're looking at. All right, guys, I think we're headed out here. UberX sucks anymore. When things change, we gotta look towards something else, right? I would say what I used to always do with Uber is I would write down my gross earnings for the month and put it in an actual line graph because I like to see the visuals of my earnings. And you could see, I think I'd write down the month, I'd write down the earnings, and then somewhere in there I would do like I think it was maybe dollars per hour. Yeah, dollars per hour. So I could see the trends of, okay, dollars per hour, how many earnings did I make for that month? And I could see if I was trending higher, lower, what months, what was I doing for dollars per hour gross. I recommend doing that. And you can easily go into Uber, go into your pay statements. It shows you your entire list of gross earnings per date. And you can just punch it into Excel, put it into a line graph, visually take a look at it, because just seeing the numbers on that chart, you may not be seeing some trends. And again, are there better months in your market for earnings? Probably, right? Seasonality based on your market. So in those months, you may want to invest heavier in rideshare, right? And it's consistent over week after week after week. You're not making 700 anymore. Now, hey, it's your money. I'm sure you're aware of that happening. But seeing it visually, you may be able to see some trends that you're like, oh my gosh, it's been how long with my earnings are at this level? I used to be making this. I just forgot about it. That's what I used to do, and it was very nice to visually see my earnings. A-Rob says Uber does that already. Hey, if Uber does have some deeper analytics of earnings, that would be great. And I haven't seen anything within the driver app. I know you can see earnings in real time. I know you can see your earnings statements by date. But if there were some visuals, some any kind of like an infographic, right? An infographic on earnings would be amazing. Uber, if this gets to Uber somehow, or really any gig economy app, a lot of these apps, I have not had enough info. I want more info. Give me too much analytics, not just info. I want analytics. Give me more analytics companies when it comes to my earnings. And I want infographics. Infographics use both pictures and data to convey data analytics, right? So I would love to see that. Pie charts, line graphs, different trends that their data is picking up. Hey, you drive more during this time. Earnings are best when you typically drive here and at this time. That would be very helpful. Hey, Chocolate Slayer, late again. I'm sorry you missed it. We are wrapping up here. We're coming up on an hour. But you can always rewind the live stream. We went over a lot today regarding DoorDash. Any final questions, guys? We went over a lot. And hey, we'll put it back up for you. If you are just joining like Chocolate Slayer, this is what you'll expect at your DoorDash orientation. You may probably get a delivery bag like I got for free. So if you don't have one, you can always sign up for DoorDash and get the hot cold bag. We went over a lot. Yeah, the W9 earnings expectations. We went over the training video a little bit. A-Rob says it only shows like a bar graph, but it does it by week. That's fantastic. Good. Now, by week, as long as I can extend that date as far as I want. If I can say, show me earnings for the past 3 months, 2 quarters, last year, last 3 years, whatever. That would be nice to see. And they're doing the exact same thing that I was doing on my own years ago. So hey, if they're already doing that, helpful. Oh, DoorDash does. Oh, A-Rob, I thought you meant Uber. Okay, so DoorDash apparently gives you analytics and a little bit of visuals there. I was thinking Uber. Yeah, I don't think Uber does any kind of visuals for analytics. That would be nice, right? Because sometimes seeing things visually, it just helps. Yeah. I don't know about, I don't think Uber does anything as far as visual analytics, but hey. Well, guys, I get back to really most every comment that I can. So if you have any questions about what orientation was like, I feel like I haven't conveyed the real quiet doctor's office vibe that was in there when we first started. I'm looking around and I'm like, guys, it's not a doctor's office. Why are we all deathly quiet? It was an awkward, so quiet in there. It was kind of funny, but it was a funny environment, even when we started. But if you have any questions about what to expect during a DoorDash orientation, any kind of swag, if I even need swag, tips, tricks, questions about delivery in general, or really anything about the gig economy, feel free to post those down below in the comments. Well, guys, I appreciate you being here. That's about it. I'll be in the comment section answering your questions, and I will see you guys soon in the next one.